All right, so it's rolling, and what's your name, and tell us a little about yourself.
Hi, I'm Carol Williams. I'm from Charlottesville, Virginia.
Hi, I'm Joanne Friedrichs. I'm a local artist from the Seattle area.
My name's Tracy Cunningham. I live in Florida.
Hi, I'm Susan.
My name is Mary Ann, and I'm from California.
I'm Tracy Walters. I am 65, almost 66.
So my name's Sean Lewis. I'm from Olympia, Washington.
And the first time I met Jed was right after he moved to Camino Island, and he was exhibiting his art at the Bellevue Art Fair. I walked past it and I said, that is how I want to paint.
I stumbled across several videos with Jed and really admired the way that he painted. I was like, ooh, that looks like something I want to learn how to do.
Found this guy who was painting this, what he called radiant light. Quite frankly, when I first saw it, it didn't really impress me too much. I do know things get really ugly sometimes before they get better, so I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He started doing these things which I now know are sky holes. And this painting went from dark and drab to just absolutely brilliant, full of light, and I was just really awestruck by it.
My wife was searching on the internet for paintings that we might want to purchase. While she was looking for that art, she noticed there was an AU and Acrylic University miniature painting challenge. It was in the middle of COVID. We had a lot of free time at home, and we decided to pick up Acrylic University to do that miniature challenge.
I really didn't have any art experience. I kind of played around a little bit with fluid art for a little while, and I stumbled across Jed on YouTube and decided to join Acrylic University.
So the last time I picked up a paintbrush was when I was 19 years old in college, and I was not good enough, according to the graduate instructor, to earn credit. So they asked me if I wanted to earn credit that I should opt out of art. I didn't pick up another paintbrush or attempt any art until just a year and a half ago with Acrylic University.
Well, I had done a lot of drawing. I have an art degree. I used to draw horses when I was a kid obsessively, so I was really good at horses, and then just branched out from there. And so I've been doing art pretty much my whole life, but hadn't done any real, like a landscape acrylic type of painting.
Originally, I came from the East Coast, New York, where I went to a 4-year art school and got a BFA in arts.
It was off and on. I've loved art my entire life. It was really hit or miss. I'd take a few classes, get pretty proficient, and then life happened, and I would go for months, years, and forget everything I knew, and then go to pick it up again and struggle.
Yeah, so art-wise, before Acrylic University, I was just a observer of art. I had no idea if I could paint or draw because I was very science-oriented as a child.
And I have been with Acrylic University for 2 years and have learned more in the 2 years than I did at the 4-year art school. I mean, I went to an art school and I didn't learn about value and color mixing and all of those amazing things that I'm learning here.
So I've learned a lot with how to handle the actual acrylic paints and how to do more of the loose, more impressionistic type of acrylic paintings like Jed does.
I do art every week. Every Friday, I pick up a paintbrush and I paint a small picture as part of the miniature challenge. And usually once or twice a week, I try something else. And it's all thanks to Acrylic University.
So I have been teaching myself for a number of years and looking for a good teacher. So I found Jed, and he's been just like a wonderful mentor and teacher because he cares so much about people.
Oh, it has changed tremendously. And it's a growth. It's a day-by-day step. I do it every single day. If I have a day off just simply because I don't have access to my paints, but it's fun, it's inspiring. I love to share it with my family. And
well, I have been very active, and the good thing about Acrylic University is that you can be as active as you want to be. Acrylic University for me has been just a really guiding force in having a nice focus and positivity.
So since I joined Acrylic University, I've found that direction and guidance that I was looking for.
I'd say that it is the most supportive group of people that I have ever encountered. It will change your life.
You definitely should join. Acrylic University's changed my life. It actually, I think, makes the world a better place. Art is important to brain growth. It's important to human growth. And I can't tell you how many times people have come into my art studio. I've only been doing this a while. I don't consider myself an artist, but they look at the wall and they think, wow, that's beautiful art. And I'm lucky enough to be able to hand them a piece of artwork that I've done, and it makes them happy and it makes me happy. If you want to be happy, you should join Acrylic University.
Yeah, just do it. You'll love it. You're gonna make friends, you're gonna have fun. Acrylic University, the setup is wonderful. The way that, you know, the video that you see, it's like if you're on Jed's shoulder, you know. Great quality video. I liked it so much that I got the lifetime membership, so really recommend it.
It's very uplifting. It's a very safe place, and it's affordable too. Back when I was searching for, a good art teacher, I had found one that I studied under for a little while, and suddenly her rates were so high I could no longer study under her. When I found this and found what the rate was to join the Acrylic University, there was like no reason not to. It'll change your life.
Well, here we are, friends. We are here together again, Mr. Peter Stout and I. How are you doing, Peter?
I'm doing great. How are you, Jed?
Fantastic. It has been a good little while, hasn't it? About 10 days or something like that of absolute fun.
Mm-hmm. It's gone by super fast, like always.
It does fly. And it's super fun, though. One of my favorite things is at the end of the week, well, whatever you want to say, at the end of the second week or, 10 days, when we do this celebration, one of my favorite things is looking back and just seeing lots of examples of work that was done by you guys through the whole masterclass. And so we're going to have a fun time looking at some of that tonight. Peter, you've got something for us. What do you have for us?
I do. I have a little video that's has a whole bunch of people's work in it and a little something special at the beginning. So,
and you guys, if you know, you can go back to the dashboard and there is the form. Most of you probably have already uploaded your picture. But what I encourage you to do also is just to scroll down and keep saying, load more when it gets to that place. I'll show you what it looks like actually right here. Let's see if I can figure this out.
Yeah, go for it.
But if you go to the dashboard, this is the normal dashboard that we have, acrylicuniversity.com/dashboard, but everybody's stuff is here. And it's super fun to just go in here and you can click on a painting like this and you can see what do you like about your painting. It reminds me of my childhood living on a farm, in Ontario. I love the idea of, and then you can click on it again and it will actually bring it up even bigger. So you can go through this as it's kind of like our gallery, right? It's kind of like, hey, this is what we accomplished together. And we're so proud of you all. Totally. And you should be proud of yourselves.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah, no, it's super cool to see. It's like, what we all accomplished is this big group of like 5,000 people in the week or so.
Yeah, just it's such a wide variety too. You just like love looking through here and seeing, the variety of paintings and the variety of styles and just so much that's really, really wonderful. So anyways, thank you guys for filling this out and uploading and giving us feedback as well, because there's a lot of feedback in here, and so it's going to help us continue to improve and make this better for the next time. So we really appreciate that. And I want to also just say I'm going to be doing a painting today as we go. And I've got my canvas here. So if there's any crazy person out there who's like, hey, I want to paint, guess what? I did not tone the canvas. It's blank. It's white. So if you want to paint, this is your chance to pull out your canvas. I'm not really going to talk that much about it, of course, because we're going to be doing quite a few things, but I will be painting in the in-between times, and you can grab your canvas now if you want. And if you want the reference photo, it is that one up there. But it's on the YouTube description. So if you go back to the description or you look underneath this video, you'll see the description there, and we have a link, and you can download this reference photo if you want right there. So Peter, I'm just thinking we're going to be giving away our big prize at the end, and we're also going to be giving away 3 sets of brushes and paints. So 2 really awesome brushes that I love painting with. These are basically the flat brushes that I use all the time. And we've got some primary colors here from Utrecht. This is a very heavy-bodied, super beautiful, great paint to work with. And so we're going to give away 3 sets of these as well. And we're also going to throw in a couple bracelets here. These are 2 Acrylic University bracelets. One of them just says Acrylic University, and on the other side it says creativity takes courage. As you can see that.
Look at that.
There. Creativity takes courage. And then this one is a fun one. It says, it's from Michelangelo. It's a quote from him, and it's one of my favorite little quotes. It just says, I am still learning. So 2 kind of 3 sets of those brushes and the paints and the bracelets, and hopefully those bracelets will be something that you can put on your wrist and you can say, hey, I am courageous, and it will be an encouragement to you as we move forward. So I'm going to get started here kind of with some of this stuff on here, just because I want to get this going, and then and I'll explain a little bit about what I'm, just the general thought process. But Peter, do you want to say something? Should we do some shout outs or anything like that before I do that?
Yeah, we can. I mean, you can. I can just say where people are coming in from. If I scroll way back in, hi from St. Louis, Missouri. Hey, I kind of grew up in St. Louis. Welcome. Hello from Ontario, Canada. We have a few people from Canada. We had somebody from BC, Arizona, Texas, somebody from Indiana, a couple people from Alabama. Say it's real hot in Alabama right now.
Oh, man. Woo.
Tennessee, Michigan, Virgin Islands, Montana, Minnesota, Michigan, Georgia, all over the place.
Super exciting. So welcome, you guys. Thank you for being here. We're going to have a good time together, and hopefully it'll just be a wonderful recap and celebration for our 10 days that we were able to spend together. It's been really fun to have, let me see here. I'm just trying to grab something. Let me see. Oh, there it is. There it is. I'm going to do this real quick so you can see. Let me see. How do I do this? Every time oh, there we go. Get that reference photo off the screen. But this is how we started the week, right? What do you want to paint like? And we talked about the idea of courage, and we talked about the idea of being intentional with your courage, being intentional and saying, hey, this is my mindset. This is the way that I'm approaching art right now. This is what I'm doing. This is the direction I'm going, and this is the attitude I have. And what I saw from you guys was you embodying that throughout this masterclass. Some of you said it directly, hey, I was intimidated. This was scary. I would have given up, but then I remembered, no, wait, I'm a lion. I can do this. So who do we have out there who's a lion? Who is carrying this forward in your artwork that you can say, that's how I'm going to paint. That's what I'm going to be like. I'm intentional. I'm courageous. I'm bold. And I'm going to fake it till I make it if that's what it takes, right? There we go. I see that. I was born roaring. Oh, Joan, that's funny. I'm a lion. Roar. Yes. So anyways, I'm going to be doing some of that myself tonight because by not really putting stuff out there for myself, like I don't have anything, I'm going to just try to be bold and courageous along with you guys. And I'm going to just splash a lot of color around. So
good.
You have my, this is titanium white, cadmium yellow light. This is quinacridone red, ultramarine blue, and then this is a mix in between. The green is mixed between the ultramarine and the yellow. The orange is mixed between the red and the yellow, and the violet is between the blue and the red. So we are going to have fun, and I'm going to start painting, and then we'll just carry on the conversation as we're going. But I'm going to be... I just have to pull up this reference photo here. Hopefully I didn't lose it. Let me see.
Stu just says, I'm a Simba now, but one day I will be a Mufasa. I love it.
There we go. Yes. Okay. I like it. Yeah. Okay. Here goes, guys. Here goes.
Marie Morris says, that's the plan. Intentional use of color and intentional changes in brushwork. Eventually, if I can ever let go of being such a control freak.
Yeah. It's, we're all in process. Mm-hmm. And if you took one step forward this week, that's all it is. That's all we're about, right? Is we're taking one step forward, one step at a time. I think we get to this place where, we think, oh man, I'm not where I want to be, but you're not where you were at the beginning of this time, right? And that means you're closer to your goal. So now it's just keep moving, keep going forward.
Absolutely.
So
is that the same wet palette from the first session? Yes, yeah, it sure is.
I was actually going to say something about that because I was going to let you know. Yeah, this is the same paint I've been using all week here. And we're just going to be super bold, super courageous, and it's going to be kind of messy, and that's okay.
Everyone's paintings really helped. Excuse me. Everyone's paintings really helped encourage me to go for it, says Nicole.
Oh, and see, isn't it cool? So you guys, how many people can relate with that? That seeing other people be courageous helped you be courageous. Other people trying stuff.
Somebody asks, is that a 9x12?
This is a 12 by 16. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't say. 12 by 16 canvas.
Sounds good. Couple questions. Yep, of course. Why did you choose the color that you did for the underpainting?
No reason. Honestly, the more I'm a pretty. I mean, I was gonna actually mix in a couple other colors with it, but one of the reasons is because it's one of the only. I mean, this is an opaque color. This is transparent, but this is transparent, and I knew I wanted to be able to see something darker on there, so I didn't do the darkest color because I just knew that I was going to be covering it with. I want to see my drawing, but I could have done it a lot of different colors. I also chose just one of my colors that I had, instead of grabbing something like this, which is a transparent red iron oxide and it's a fluid acrylic, which sometimes I might do that on there, or a color similar to that. So I am intentionally just trying to use what we have been using all week. And that way, hopefully, if you're painting along and you want to use the same color, I'm not throwing out a curveball. I've learned over the years that I get in trouble if I do too many things that are different.
Not different, more unplanned.
Unplanned, yes.
Better
the curveball. It's just wait, where'd you get that color? You didn't tell us to have that color.
Yep.
I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't tell you that. I'm sorry.
Teresa, I always have to remember not to compare my paintings to others. They may have been painting longer than I. Only compare my current paintings to my previous ones. Exactly. We always say comparison is the thief of joy around here. So
yeah,
everyone has their own journeys. And it is.
It's because it's so easy when we see people, and we think, oh my, that's so good.
The one interviewer totally encouraged me by saying she pushed herself and painted 100 paintings. Her artwork improved so much, didn't it? Wasn't that so cool that she did that? And she's like, I'm on to 100 more. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's honestly, like, I think that when you are teaching, it's a lot of people want to grow, but when you find the people, or they show themselves that they're the ones that are willing to like really go for it, it's so cool because you see it. It's like, it's kind of rare that effort comes through like that, because we a lot of us have intentions. It's the whole idea of New Year's resolutions, and then 2 weeks later, I can't remember what it is. It's like 98% of New Year's resolutions are forgotten 2 weeks into the year. But when you see somebody like that follow through and go, whoa, that's awesome, and what growth comes out of that. So cool.
Absolutely. When I painted, Judy says, when I painted last night, I could feel and see the bolder brush strokes. It got me excited. My style of painting is evolving. That's awesome, Judy. We're so happy for you.
That is amazing.
So guys, we know that we see kind of what happens on the live stream and what gets posted on the Facebook group and all that stuff, but we know there's all kinds of stuff that happens behind the scenes in your guys' experience with other members in the group and by yourselves and all that stuff. So I just wanted to ask to share any like significant moments that you guys had throughout the masterclass. Would that be outside of the class sessions or during the class sessions? What are some significant moments that stuck out to you? Lynn says, my New Year's resolution was learn how to paint. I'm sticking with it. Fantastic.
Hey, that is so great. Yeah. Hey, can I share one New Year's resolution? It was the only one. I don't do really New Year's resolutions, but because I heard somebody say you should try to like add one good habit to your life. And my one thing, Peter, do you remember what it is? What it was for this year?
Yeah,
What was
exercise every day, right?
Actually, it wasn't that. It was related though, in a way. All I said was I wanted to wake up earlier. Like I just wanted to get in a better morning kind of habit. Because I thought if I can wake up earlier, then a lot of other things will happen that are good. And it took me about 4 months to do it because it wasn't until April that I actually got into the rhythm. But it's been, it's awesome. It's so good. I wake up at actually really early in the morning. Most days I go exercise, and it's great. So good job for sticking with that resolution, because great.
Yeah, totally. Oh, this is
We've
awesome.
got a visitor.
Oh, in the studio?
Yeah, just a second. Here we go.
two visitors.
Oh, there they are. This is Silver.
Hey, Silver.
And our daughter. Yeah, Silver's our big cat. If you've been around Acrylic University, you know that we got him as a kitten in 2020, and now he's a big old guy that is kind of heavy and kind of a rascal. Thanks, Willow.
Wow. Okay, guys, this is amazing. I'm so glad I asked this. I just got to read some of these. So Tracy Cunningham says, seeing the demo to paint a grayscale painting on top of a barrier to test colors. Oh, yeah, on top of the plastic barrier that Diana was talking about. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that cool? Michelle says, significant moment is the excitement for my husband that I'm beginning to paint again. He knows I love it, but I lost my confidence. Thanks for your guiding force.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is really cool. I've been Tracy Who says, I've been painting a black motorcycle and I realized that it doesn't have to be black. The highlights are now pink and the black is closer to magenta. There you go.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, more freedom with color. Cheryl says, the negative light painting I kept postponing because I'm a beginner. I did it on Monday, finally, like a lion, and was so impressed.
Oh, nice.
That makes me so happy, Cheryl. And negative painting is hard.
So hard.
Kate Crawford, I'm delighted by how supportive my friends and family have been. I post my daily pictures, and they always make wonderful, supportive comments. Fantastic.
Oh, that's cool.
Jacob says, I didn't want the fun to end, so I signed up for AU, and I'm already watching the previous masterclasses. That's awesome.
Awesome. You can tell us what you observe is different between them. That would be fun.
My moment is when I finally figured out what I was doing wrong with my values. Yes, once you figure those out, everything becomes a lot easier, for sure. Nadine said, what stood out to me was when Jed said, where your darkest dark and lightest light touch each other, that's the most interesting area of your painting.
Yeah. Focal area.
Lynn Caldwell, I used to take months to complete a painting. Now I'm completing them in 1 or 2 sessions. Fantastic.
You'll learn. You know what I love about that? We haven't really talked about that much, but by doing that, you're gonna grow so much faster, just because you will be having multiplied the amount of paintings you start and finish. Mm-hmm. So awesome.
Yeah, totally. Silver has doubled in size since I last saw him. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
He certainly has. Gene, I have not had a desire to paint for a couple years. Didn't know what my road back was. I'm happy to be painting again. Thank you. You're so welcome, Gene.
Couldn't be happier than hearing something like that.
Valerie, I realize how much joy taking time to paint and be creative is. Great for my mental health. Yes, absolutely. That's one thing we talk about all the time around here, is how good it can be and how it's a good way to express yourself, for sure. For me, it was realizing it's so easy to use just 5 colors instead of 20 pre-mixed ones. Yes. Saves you money, great. And your painting comes together better in the end. So,
yeah, it's been same thing for me. I mean, what I teach and what Diana teaches, these are the things that have changed our careers and, you know, the whole experience for us. So totally agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here. Here, one sec. I'm getting some water.
Okay. So I'm coming in with my darks here, just in case anybody's wondering what I'm doing. Just thinking through where the darkest values are. And the paint manufacturers may not like the limited palettes. They won't. But if you think about it, they should, because if you are, you know, painting more because you enjoy it more, and you're still going to buy the same amount of paint, maybe even more, but it just is going to be fewer colors. But I would also imagine that in the you know, with how many artists there are in the world and everybody choosing their own limited palette, there's still going to be a need. I mean, not everybody in the world will ever use a limited palette for one thing, but I'm just saying, even if that happened, I would imagine that you would have quite a bit of variety in the colors that people would choose for their limited palette.
Wow. These comments, man. Deborah says, this class gave me the confidence to share and begin to loosen up and paint faster. Excited to be part of Acrylic University and this community to see how my art grows and gets more alive. Hemi says, it makes my heart sing to paint again, and I need that so badly right now with all that's going on in my life. It feels like a lifeline. I didn't realize how much my soul can't afford not to paint.
Wow. We are glad to have been a small part of you coming back to art and enjoying it again so much. So thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm. And I know we say that a lot and like, you know, oh, that's so cool. But seriously, it really does mean a lot to us. Especially.
That's the thing. Yeah. Go on.
Oh, I was just going to say, especially in the in-between times when it's really slow, it can be really easy to feel kind of unmotivated. And like sometimes individually and as a team, we're like, oh, why, you know, you forget why you're doing it, you know, and or it can be easy to forget it. And so when these come around,
I think what you're saying is what you guys don't actually maybe know is that you matter to us, and you guys influence us just as much as we might influence you. Mm-hmm. And to see you thriving and to see you growing, it's so encouraging for us. We love hearing stories. We get emails all the time. Mm-hmm. And it is actually, it's like one of those rejuvenating things where, you know, you because I mean, frankly, man, at the very beginning, Peter, we didn't get any feedback. That was
nope.
That was tough, right?
Yeah,
we didn't get any feedback.
Yeah, I know. It was very crickets for sure.
Yeah, because we hadn't launched anything and we didn't have anybody to talk to, and so we're just making stuff up on our own. And then we actually got feedback, and it changed everything. It literally changed everything, because all of a sudden it went from this theoretical, oh, we're just, you know, kind of talking to ourselves in the camera, to, hey, somebody is giving us their opinion on this, and somebody's watching this, and you know, you realize it makes a difference.
Yep, absolutely, really does. I live in a forested area and have coffee every morning on my deck. All of a sudden, I see the various colors and shapes in the trees. It's so awesome. Yep, you're starting to see the world through the art paradigm. That's what happens when you immerse yourself in it. No going back.
I love that. We talk about that all the time too, but that is definitely one of the funnest parts, in my opinion, of being an artist is being able to look at the world with an artist's eyes and say, oh, look at the way that looks in life. How would I describe that in a painting?
Mm-hmm.
So fun.
Fatima, I've always been looking for something like this after COVID started and couldn't attend art cafes in person anymore. There you go. Well, we're glad you found us.
Yeah.
Genevieve, class was a huge help. I would have liked to participate to the homework. I did them, but cannot attend live until today. The last one is not finished yet, though I gained boldness and speed.
That's wonderful. We're super proud of you all.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I think one thing that stands out to me is when you have somebody follow all the way through. You know, they started out, and this has been a journey, right? I mean, it's a masterclass and challenge, and it's a challenge, right? I mean, because you have to face into things. You've got lots of life going on. You know, everything else didn't just stop for you to do this and concentrate just on this. You've got work, maybe you've got family, you've got relationships, you've got health issues, you've got all these other things going on, and we're aware of that. Like, we get it. And so for those of you who have been here and have stuck with it, and you know, it's like, whoa, that's incredible. We're so honored that you would do it, and also just so proud of you, because we see it. We see that a lot of for so, I mean, you know, all you have to do is go through the Facebook group or read the comments on these paintings, and you see, like, you're battling through things, and that's what it's all about. We're super proud.
Absolutely. Somebody asked, why Quinacridone red rather than Cad red or Naphthal or Alizarin crimson?
Because it's just the reason mainly is just because it kind of mixes a nice orange and it kind of mixes a nice violet. And sometimes if you have cadmium red, for instance, it'll mix a pretty good orange, but it won't mix a really good violet. It'll be more like a brown. So it has more to do with the way it mixes than anything. And because we're doing one masterclass and I don't know exactly everything I'm going to paint, you know, I just have picked the most general palette that I think I can use that would kind of move in this direction or move in this direction, you know. So that's the reason. But I could paint this with cadmium red or Naphthal red or some other red, and it would be different, but it would totally be fine.
Judy, I've seen and taken other classes that were labeled Masterclass. I think this course is the first one that lived up to that name. It's not about being a master, but becoming one. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, it's always kind of interesting when you're naming things, because, you know, there are definitely times when you think, what is this? Like, how do we describe this? And you don't want to scare people away by saying it's a master class, and you say, well, I'm a beginner, and can I do that? Because we want it to be accessible, but at the same time, we want, you know, like when I think about Diana and the stuff that she teaches, and, you know, people who are, it is next level teaching. Like, there's no doubt about it. And so you really, it would be a shame to call it something else. You know, it'd be a shame to call it, like, I don't know, something less than a masterclass.
It's true. Jed, is a primary color set enough to mix the colors that you use?
Yeah, I paint with something like this all the time. And you know, I mean, there are times when I'll break out different colors. Like I have different colors that I use, but most of the time I don't do that much variation. I'm looking for something. I don't have the exact color, but like for instance, there are times when I'll break out a cadmium orange because if I need it, it will be a brighter orange than a mixed orange. But just generally, no. I mean, this is going to produce everything that I need, everything that I could, you know, really ask for.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're good. These are some trees that are back there. I realized I was getting a little bit too careful, and I wanted to come back in with some more bolder brush marks and things. Not that it's wrong to be careful. I want you to know that I don't think that it's wrong to be careful. You have to choose what you're trying to do in each painting.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of said from the beginning of this one that I wanted to carry on with the idea of being bold and courageous and see what I could do that way. So that's why I'm doing it here. But if you were painting this scene and chose a different goal or a different outcome that you were looking for, that is totally good. But I do think knowing what you're aiming at is very, very important, because otherwise that's where you kind of have a hard time knowing, am I done? Am I not done? You know, how far should I go with this? What kind of brush strokes am I making? All that stuff.
Darla says, what's the pigment number of cadmium yellow light?
Let me see.
Hemi, Jed uses a Princeton Catalyst brush. It's a synthetic brush, and it's a flat. There we have a link in the description for all of Jed's his palette, his favorite brush, and paints. So.
Okay, this cadmium yellow light in Winsor Newton here says PY35. PY35. Great question. That's how you find the colors you're actually looking for, because manufacturers will change the names.
Someone commented they wanted to walk down the path of my painting, explore the forest. How lovely is that? That's awesome, Linda.
Oh, that's cool.
Feels so good when somebody validates your effort and when you put yourself out there, you know. So we're so happy for you. Nadine says, negative painting is so backwards in my head. It's hard to see where the light should go, but I'm determined to work at this. Yeah, it's funny. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the book Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. And one of the things that she has you do is she has you paint the negative side of things, if that makes sense. So like, instead of painting like a chair or a stool, she'll have you paint the negative space, or she'll have you draw the negative spaces in the stool first and then fill the rest in. And her whole book is kind of about like tricking your left brain, your analytical side of your brain, to go away and let the right side of your brain do its thing.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And she has some crazy results. Like she used to teach the curriculum as like a workshop, like a 1 week workshop, and she would have before and afters of these people, and
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's
so
crazy.
Cool.
Yeah,
because basically the point that's a really good point, Peter, because it is probably a matter of our analytical side of our brain having a hard time like shutting off, or kind of going and allowing this other part of our brain to work. Because the other part of our brain can do it. It can see it. It can work, but so often it's just not used very much. And it's kind of like a muscle it needs to be exercised. And the more that you exercise it, the easier it gets to do that kind of thing. But yeah, understand why it's hard. Hey, who's ready for a little giveaway?
I'm ready.
Who wants to win this set right here?
Brushes and paints.
First set of paints, and I forgot to hold out these, but yeah, these magic. Hey, you know what? These are pure magic, man. These will produce like the best paintings ever. If you wear those on your wrist when you're painting, guaranteed success. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe that's not true. I take it back. That was just a joke, guys. I don't want somebody to get mad at me because I misrepresented what we're doing here.
We need to throw a little title on the screen at the bottom that says results may vary.
Yeah, results may vary. I like it. Yeah, exactly. Results may vary. Okay, guys. First set of brushes. Let's go. Who's ready? Did I see a ready?
Yeah, there are
I see some people saying yes, three. Okay. Oh my goodness. I hope it's me.
You filled out the homework form?
Melinda Cunningham. Woo! All right. So, Peter, can you flash up on the screen our email address? So, oh, man, you are ready to rock and roll. Look at you, dude.
Way ahead of you, bro.
You are. Okay. So, email us and we will get your address, and then we'll get it shipped off. And we're going to do that 2 more times, and then we're going to do the final $500 Amazon gift card also.
Sounds good.
And Peter's got a video to share too. So we still got some good stuff. Now I'm looking at this. Now in the photo, there's a fence, and this fence, like, I don't know, it just kind of lines up right here. I don't like it. I don't like the way that looks. So it's confusing for me. I'm just looking at it, I'm thinking, like, what is that thing? And so when you have that kind of thing, I see it so often where people feel like no, that fence is there, I have to put it in. No, you don't, right? Why? We don't have to do that. So take it out, do whatever you want, but feel the freedom that you can change and do something different than what your reference photo says. And you'll feel a lot of liberty with that, because I don't know how many times I end up changing a reference photo, but it's quite a bit, there's just a lot of stuff in a scene, and boy, you don't need all of it. And I've always been, for whatever reason, drawn to garbage cans. I don't know what it is about them, but I think they're really cool, and especially in the sunlight or something like that. And so I like taking pictures of alleys and painting them. And so anyways, if you think it's kind of weird, I understand. It is a little bit different.
Yeah, if you've seen much of Jed's other work, you'll know that he paints a lot of urban stuff and alleyways and stuff like that.
Fun stuff, good stuff. What I like painting, one thing I like about art is when you can put color on, and it doesn't have to actually represent something. Like, I mean, there's kind of color in here that's a little bit arbitrary, like brush strokes that might not necessarily totally represent something, but I think that's one of my favorite things, is finding where can you do that and what does it look like, because it's I don't know. Now this is a little mix that I just put a little bit of phthalo blue in there, and you can see how bright it is. I'm dulling it down a little bit because I'm not sure I like it. But I do have ultramarine and phthalo right here.
I'm gonna ask if alleyways have any symbolic meaning to you.
Well, yeah, I kind of think that just generally, alleys are not the nice side of a house, right? You know, or the street or anything. And so I think that I'm an underdog fan in life in general, and alleys are kind of like the underdog of a city or a street or anything. And so I think there's that. And yet if you walk down them and you kind of spend time just looking at them, they're often more interesting. And I think that the reason it kind of stands out to me is because I think that there's a lot of stuff in life that's kind of like that. Like people who are not thought of as, you know, the beautiful or the rich or the famous or the powerful, you know, they're kind of the outcasts. And I think it's yeah, you get to know people that from society's point of view, you know, are not, you know, that amazing, you know, whatever society would label somebody. For instance, I worked in the inner city in Indianapolis, and I worked with a bunch of kids that honestly, like, society would say, oh, you know, not going to amount to anything, you know, losers, you know, whatever. I mean, just whatever labels that are going to come out. And yet you get to know them and you realize they're so intelligent and smart, and they have guts, and they're creative, and all this stuff that makes you think it's actually just a matter of perspective. Alleys aren't ugly. Alleys can be super cool. There's so much creativity in an alley, and look at the color, and boy, if we can just see what it is, then we will maybe we'll give somebody a chance that we wouldn't have, you know, given a chance to otherwise, and things like that. So yeah, there is some symbolic stuff. I don't necessarily think about that, you know, every time I'm painting an alley, but I do think that general idea is there in my head. Like, people don't like alleys, but they're really cool. And yeah, good question.
Tracy Cunningham, can Jed please comment on how he paints such gorgeous roads? I make a mess of things when I choose anything other than road colors. Does he have a method?
Let's see if I can come up with a good answer. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's all super beautiful right now, but I'm looking at the shadows and the light, right? And I'm thinking gravel. This is gravel road. When I squint my eyes, I see some bluish hue and some violet hue contrasted with some warmer areas. So I just kind of grab various colors, and, you know, then I added some more smaller, distinct brush strokes up here, which may end up being, they might be really cool later if I keep enough points, like kind of abstract mark making, like they might end up fitting in. Or else if I end up smoothing some of this and it becomes a little bit smoother and more nuanced that way, then I might need to smooth this out a little bit more too. and I don't know exactly which direction this painting is going to go. So, but I don't know if that was helpful, Tracy. But I'm really just thinking about the pattern of lights and darks and the relationship between the sunlit areas and the shadow areas.
Hey Jed, do you want to show this video and then give away
Yes.
the last 2 prizes before the grand prize? Then we can paint a little longer and then.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
All right, sounds good. Gonna add this to the. There we go. All right, am I good to go?
Yeah, let's roll it.
All right, let's do it.
Here's the question though. Do you want to paint like a line? Do you want to paint like a line? And I want to hear you in the chat. This is kind of the Acrylic University war cry right here. It's to say roar. And I would even say this, if you're comfortable doing this, I just want you to vocally just kind of go, roar. I want to paint like a lion today, right? Sometimes we need to take action. Do something that's a little bit different. Maybe it feels a little bit uncomfortable. You want to face into that fear and just go, no, I'm a lion, right? And you need to make a decision, because this is what I want you to have in your forefront of your mind when you paint. This image right here. I came across this image. I love it so much. I'm going to put it on a t-shirt, and I want you to paint with it in your mind. I want to paint with it in my mind. And good job, you guys. That was so fun to see all your paintings there. Man.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, that was only like, that was 378 paintings, I think, is what I had. And that was only a small handful of the total number of paintings that were painted, and only a small handful of the total individual wonderful people out there who participated in this class.
Oh man.
So thank you guys. And also sorry if your painting wasn't there. There was a cutoff point sometime earlier this afternoon where I just had to download what was already submitted and I go with it. So I wasn't able to get everybody, unfortunately, but
it's pretty amazing though. That's amazing that there were. So that was everybody that had submitted their painting in that final thing up till a certain point is what you're saying.
Yep.
Wow.
And each one painting lasted about a second and a half. And that was 10 minutes of paintings. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I gotta say, guys, it's just fun, isn't it? Fun. Do I hear somebody say yes? Absolutely. That was fun to see everybody's work there. Just kind of they kind of flew past, but so good to see what everybody had done. Man.
Absolutely.
And such nice work too, right? I mean,
I know.
It's impressive.
And it's cool seeing how somebody else mentioned this, but it's so cool seeing how we all see the world differently. Like,
yeah,
we all interpret things differently, and it's just really cool, really beautiful.
Super beautiful. Okay, so let's do that next prize.
Yeah.
Want to do that?
Yeah, give away both of them.
Okay, yeah. I'll do that. Now, every time I have to make sure that my computer will have to make sure it's going to show back up when I go back to it. Okay, here we go. Let's switch this. Okay, don't need the reference photo on there. Okay, here's for another set of brushes and paints and magic bracelets. Woo! Who is it? Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Tina Urick. I almost died with anticipation. Sometimes it feels like it's just barely going to make it. Okay, Tina, make sure you text us and or email us. Yeah, Peter will put it up here. Tina Urick, congratulations. And we're going to do this one more time for this last set of paint brushes and paints. Oh my goodness. Oh.
It's so slow.
Oh, Magdalene. Okay, good. I swear I'm gonna have a heart attack when it just gets there, and I'm just waiting. I'm restless, and I don't know what to do. Magdalene, make sure you reach out to us. We will happily send those brushes to you, and I'm gonna just keep painting here for just a little bit longer, and then we'll come back and give away the big money. The big money. We got 500 buckaroos and a gift card for Amazon that we would love to give to somebody tonight.
Absolutely.
You know what I think is always funny is our daughter Willow. Like she's taking care of some pets that a neighbor has. Every once in a while, she'll go over and take care of their dogs and things, and so she's earning some money here and there. And so now, you know how before you really earn money, you don't really understand you don't have that much of a concept of like where do things come from, and right. So, but now Willow's pretty. She's kind of getting pretty savvy with understanding that kind of stuff. But anyways, like sometimes I'll say something like, "Yeah, we're going to give away $500 gift card." I mean, this is not a very good example because she didn't do this for this, but. There have been times when we've done different things like this, and she'll be like, "Wait, why are you giving away $500?" It's just funny. It's like, why are you doing that? Man,
Totally get that.
who here is kind of like a little bit sad that the masterclass is over and that we're gonna have to, wait a little while to have another one?
I am.
They are a lot of fun, man. I just love the energy that comes out of them.
I know.
It's
Seriously.
like, bang. Just a lot of fun, a lot of creativity, and people stepping up to the plate. It just never ceases to amaze me, how I feel like that's the greatest reward for us, Peter. I think you would agree, is just hearing those comments and reading, when people say the stuff like, I wasn't painting, I was stuck, I was in a rut, and thank you because I'm loving art again, for the first time in like 3 years or something like that, or, maybe even longer. Maybe it was, I was just wanting to do it, but couldn't.
Yep.
That's the stuff that makes us overly happy. We live on it.
Totally agree. Elizabeth, sad masterclass is over, but I did sign up with AU so the joy can continue. There you go. We're happy to have you, Elizabeth. That's awesome.
And we are so happy because honestly, I know that there's a lot of people that aren't able to sign up, or it's not the right time for them or something like that, and it is sad in that way. But man, no, there's so much joy. We've welcomed and will be welcoming just so many members, right? The next week or so, and it's just so fun because that's the thrill for us too, is we become friends in a group like this, kind of where we share this experience together, and then we're able to carry that on, and yeah, man, we just have a good time.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like going on a family road trip before you are family.
Yeah, in a way it is, for sure. So Jed, how long are the videos on the dashboard staying up, and how long is the membership open?
Okay, so yeah, the membership closes tonight at 12 o'clock our time, so 12 p.m. like midnight. Is that 12 a.m. I guess? PST, and
12 a.m. Pacific.
12 a.m. Pacific, and it will be the videos will stay. They will go down tomorrow. Like, you can watch them through tonight and probably for some of the day tomorrow. But by the end of the day tomorrow, the videos will be removed from the dashboard, and they will be put into the membership of Acrylic University. And really, I know that there are people who may not understand why we have to do this, and why do we have to shut down the Facebook group and all that, and can't we just like leave it? Here's the deal. For something to be good, and I know that we have work that we can do. I know there's things that we can keep improving, and I know that we definitely know that we're flawed, and that what we do is not perfect. But we make sincere efforts every time to improve it. We want it to be the best experience for people. But you have to understand, it doesn't just happen. This it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of energy. And when we welcome people into our membership, what our whole goal is, we want to be able to give them our full attention. And so if we didn't close this, if we just left everything open, what would happen is you would have a lack of attention given to one or both. This little group and all this stuff would not be that amazing. It would actually really just be boring, because there'd be no attention here. Or if we somehow were like, oh, we're giving all of our attention still to this masterclass thing, And then the people who join as members would get totally the short end of the stick. So what we want to do is we want to give our best effort and focus our attention on a really great experience for everybody in a masterclass. And then we turn our focus right back to our membership into Acrylic University, and we make that everything that it can be, because that is our job and what we're all about. So
totally.
Hopefully that makes sense.
We will be doing another masterclass in the future, but we're not sure when at this exact moment. But if you keep an eye out on our communication channels and our email list and stuff like that, and we will notify you when we are doing another class. Normal Farbs, will the AU classes have the same format as the masterclass, demo assignments, and then posting the assignments? Pretty much.
Kind of, yeah. It's a little different because there's more in there, and there's more content for sure. There's more stuff in the library that you can do on your own that won't have any kind of like, it's not like you're going to be doing one of those lessons with a bunch of people, because you're just going to be picking and choosing what you want. But the live part of it will have some similar feel where you're watching something together, doing lessons together, and it'll kind of feel like this, that at the end of the month, you will choose what you want to submit as your homework. But there's not a requirement of any kind. And there's not there's not one assignment or something like that you have to do. So it has a similar feel, but it has some differences too.
Yeah. Similar feel, still pretty open-ended, but yeah.
And in a lot of ways, I think that this celebration and like, if you look through the list and all the stuff that people did submit, it actually does give you a pretty good idea of what it would be like, because there's such a wide variety in there. I mean, some people did put in their paintings from the masterclass. Some people put in paintings that they'd done, but it was their own reference photo. Other people did. I saw people put in paintings that they're already a member, they joined right now, and then they went in, they did a lesson from in there, and then they put that in. So a lot of variety in there.
Totally.
Okay, I think I'm about done here, guys, and I think we should give away this last $500 gift card. And yeah, but I mean, I isn't this kind of fun? Like, there's probably a couple things in here that need a little bit more definition. A few little things, but this is what I love about painting an alley like this, is you can just kind of have splotches of color, and this fun, you got the vertical poles, you've got interesting triangles, you've got lines coming across, you've got these garbage cans and grass, fences, trees. I love mixing the organic trees in, and having some of that. But this is an example of why I think painting alleys is really fun, because there's just such an interesting variety of stuff.
Totally.
So now I was thinking about one thing I wanted to do or talk about. But man, if I had a list, I would read off all the names of you who have made the commitment and are saying, yes, keep it going. I'm a lion, and you've joined Acrylic University, because it has been so fun to see your name show up and saying, hey, I'm in. So good job with that. We're really thrilled that you would go on this adventure with us. And I'm going to see if I can pull up something here, because I believe there's somebody that's still out there that would actually really want to do this, but you're still kind of there right on the fence. So I'm just going to show you. Go to acrylicuniversity.com. If this is, hey, where do you want to be in a year? What do you want to be doing in a year from now with your art? That's the question. Do you want to make strides forward? Do you want to be really active with it? Or do you want to kind of, I don't want to say that it's a one or the other. There are people who can follow their own path and figure things out and do that.
Yeah, totally.
But I would say a lot of us benefit from the encouragement and the instruction and the environment that comes from being part of something that is bigger than just you. And we're creating something that's bigger than you, it's bigger than me, it's bigger than Peter. And so you just want to come to this, and you can, of course, go through, see everything that's in here. You can read all about this. You can get refreshed on all this. You can see about our money back guarantee. You can look at all that's in here, and you can come right down here and you can just click one of these buttons. And really, it's a very, very simple thing, but I get that it can feel like a lot. And that's why we have the money back guarantee. We really want to take away that barrier of fear that you might have that says, well, what if it's not for me? What if I'm not ready? What if? And we want to just say, hey, that's okay. Come in. You can just make that easy click. And if you find that it's not working, just let us know. We're going to refund your money, and it's not a problem at all. And the other thing is here, if finances are the only reason that you would not do it, click apply for a scholarship. And we would love to help you if you can fill out a form for us and it feels like it's a good fit and you're in a good place for that. So I'm going to switch gears here again. I got to switch to let me see if I can do this. I've got two computers here that I'm trying to work with. And let's see if this works. There we go. See, I had to unplug it and plug it back in. So who's ready for this, guys? Who is ready for the $500 thing?
I'm ready. The big grand prize.
Big grand prize. I'm so excited for somebody here because somebody is going to walk away with this. And I hope that you spend some of this $500 from Amazon on art supplies so that you can carry on with your art life and adventure.
Totally.
Oh my. See, I'm so nervous again.
It's so slow. Kathy
Geiger.
Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations, Kathy. Congratulations. Make sure, Peter, will you just throw that thing up there one more time, last time?
Absolutely.
Make sure that she sees that. Yeah, so just support at acrylicuniversity.com. That is all that you need to do, and we will send this out to you. I am over the top happy, so thankful for you all. You know, we love these. We put in a lot of effort into them, but you guys make it amazing. And I also want to say thank you to our team. We have an incredible team, and I had slides, but I'm not going to be able to show them. But Peter, thank you for making not just that video, but being part of all the live events, you're such an amazing partner in this, and I love you like a brother and maybe more like a son. You're more like my son's age, but
nah, brother.
But for real, dude, it's so wonderful to work with you. And so thank you to Peter. Thank you to
Renee.
Kelly. Kelly's the person who sends out all the emails and gets everybody in where they need to be at the right time. Alyssa is the person who is answering. If you have an email, she's there a lot of times to answer the emails. And then of course,
and we get so many emails, guys, doing these things, like
so many emails,
literally hundreds. And so she's responding to emails, helping with that.
And Renee, my beautiful wife, bride, she is the other one that I would just say, man, Renee, I don't think you're even watching or anything like this, but she's probably typing an email or taking care of Willow right now. But Renee, thank you so much for everything. You hold our team together and you help us be so much better. And The reason that we are able to give away prizes is because she always downloads all the names and puts them in a format that I can grab and I can put them on my computer. So there's so many little details that happen that are behind the scenes. And
and
so,
Adam, can't forget Adam. If you saw an ad, if you saw an ad and joined the masterclass, he's why you're here. So a huge part of it. So he runs all the advertisements. I send the ads to him, and he's a wizard behind the scenes. He just sends them all out all over the place.
We couldn't figure it out, man. We tried our best.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm so thankful that Renee poked her head in here. See, this is a good example because we would, like, it's just me going like, whatever, brain fart, right? And who else? Diana. Diana, like, you got to understand, Diana has been such a crucial part of Acrylic University. She has come alongside, I have some gifts in teaching and I have some gifts in different things, but I'm a very limited person. And our goal and our idea and vision for Acrylic University and everything that we've done has been from the beginning. It's not called Jed Dorsey, learn from Jed Dorsey, right? Mm-hmm. It's not called that. It's called Acrylic University. And we want to bring other artists in. And Diana was the first artist that really came alongside and threw herself into what we're doing. Really so Diana, I don't know if you're ever watching this or if you will see this in the future, because I know Diana is on a trip, a much deserved, long anticipated trip to go paint. So Diana, we love you. We're so thankful for you. Mm-hmm. Thank you for being part of Acrylic University and for making this masterclass so awesome.
Yes.
And I know that there's hundreds and thousands of people that can say, yes, Diana, we learned from you and we're so thankful.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
You guys, thank you for sticking with us this whole time. We love you. We believe in you. Mm-hmm. Be the lion that you are called to be. Be creative and be courageous. And we will see you the next time. For those of you who are members, we'll see you very soon.
Yep. Couple days on Friday. So love you guys. And we will see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.